Most people don't fail online because they're lazy. They fail because they're focused on all the wrong things. You're watching this video because you're probably a smart guy. You're probably a smart woman who wants to grow an online business and start making money online to have financial freedom and time freedom, be able to not have a boss and do all those kind of things. And like I said, you're smart. So you spend all of your time learning, taking courses, watching YouTube videos just like this, but are you doing the right thing? And you think you are because you saw a Tai Lopez video that said, knowledge. It's all about knowledge. And so you're sitting here spending hours and hours trying to learn. So that's what I'm here to tell you about right now is when you're starting an online business, it's not about the knowledge. It's not about studying. It's about the output. And when we're talking about output, we're talking about, producing ads, producing content, producing blog posts and websites and funnels and offers and all the different things that it takes to grow an online business. The last thing is you're probably a little bit afraid. You're a little bit afraid of failing in public. And that's what content creation is. And that's what online business is. You're putting your face out there and you're a little bit worried about being humiliated publicly. And you got to get over that. So listen, online business, it's not a test that you pass. It's a game that you play. And it's an infinite game that never ends. So all right, I think you guys get where I'm coming from. It's all about the output. Let's go ahead and start producing content. Smart people will want to achieve something. They want to learn how to, make really good videos with a good camera. And they'll watch 10 videos before they even try to shoot one instead of just shooting one on a bad camera, learning the mistakes and the things that they need to improve on before going and trying to get the really good camera. I mean, we've had clients pay us thousands of dollars to get started with us here at VidShops to never even produce a video. And it's one of those things where they're overthinking it. I'm like, no, all you got to do is just send us that raw footage and we will turn it into a video for you. Yet they're overthinking it. I got to take this course. Oh, have you ever heard of this YouTube expert? Have you ever heard of this YouTube expert? I'm going to take their course and then I'll do it. And in the end, it's literally multiple years before they send us any footage and it's just too much. Or on the other end, not content creation, people will build out these offers, right? And they need a 90-day email follow-up sequence. And they need to be able to segment here and do all this before they've even ever made $1 online. And it's dude, all you need is a Google Doc with a bunch of text on there that is written pretty well, sales copy, right? With a link to somewhere where they can enter their credit card information and you can post that on a Reddit forum. That's exactly how VidShops got started. It wasn't a Google Doc, but it was a WordPress blog that I put up with a little PayPal buy now button and I shared it on Reddit and I got our first client. So you don't need the email follow-ups. You don't need to overthink it and do all the stuff that everyone's teaching online. You just need the offer and you need a little bit of traffic to that offer and a way for people to purchase, and then you got to fulfill on the other end. And the people that never actually take action are not dumb. They're actually the smarter people and they just overthink it. They're worried about failing and producing 20 videos and not getting any views for whatever reason. And I'm doing something wrong, but you got to play the long game. It's an infinite game. That means you can't lose if you don't quit. And to be honest, in business, right, it is an infinite game because you can always make more money. You can always grow it more. You could be doing $100,000 a month. Other companies are doing $1 million a month. So there's always room for growth. It's infinite, really, until I guess maybe one day when you exit the business, but then you're going to go and start another one. So, really it is an infinite game. And I know it can seem like, staying in this learning mode is like the bottleneck to your business. I just can't get out of it, but it's not really the main bottleneck. The main bottleneck is feedback, because first you need to put that output out there. Then you need to get feedback to tell you what's working, what's not working, what you can do to improve things, what is challenging of the video creation process or whatever kind of thing you're doing in your business, and get that feedback in order to fix it and remove that bottleneck. And getting that feedback from your audience or from other people answers the questions of what do people really care about in my industry and what are people willing to pay for in my industry? And those are the important questions that you need to answer, and you can only answer them if you get out of learning mode, produce some output, get some feedback, and learn from that feedback. A good example is running ads. When you run a bunch of video Facebook ads, for example, kind of the name of the game is creating a bunch of different ads, a bunch of different creatives. And all those creatives should be different, meaning different angles, right? We might say, do you want to get more leads for your business? You should be creating YouTube content to do that. And that would be one angle, right? The other angle could be hey, are you editing your videos and just getting burnt out by editing? These are all different angles, right? And what we're doing is we're going to produce different videos like that, put them out into the world, get the feedback on which ones perform better, And those would be the angles that would help us grow our business. But you're not going to do that unless you actually produce the videos instead of just taking a Facebook ads course. Okay, so let me just give you a quick little summary of this so far, because when it comes to online businesses, it rewards a few things. One of them is speed, right? So, one of my biggest regrets is when TikTok first kind of came out and was getting popular, like I didn't jump on it at all. But the people that were speedy and did jump on it, they grew huge audiences on there because TikTok was promoting those videos like crazy on that platform, getting people to follow you, and people grew huge audiences. And what those people did is they jumped on the platform early, speed, and then they found out what worked and they iterated on that. So the second part that I want to talk about besides speed is iteration. Okay, iteration is huge. So maybe you do have an offer, okay, and you're getting people to check it out and they're viewing it and nobody's buying. What you need to do is you need to iterate, right? You need to make some changes to your offer, maybe change the angle, change exactly what's in the offer or something like that, and get people to start buying it. And then once they do start buying, you can say, okay, this is the iteration that works. Now we can put money behind it with ads. Now I can spend, 10 hours a week creating content. But iteration is huge. And in the content game too, right? You're just creating all these different kinds of videos. I'm doing that right here on this YouTube channel. I'm creating, content creation tips, online business tips. And in the end, I'm going to try to figure out what the audience likes best, what YouTube is promoting to people the most. So people who win with online businesses, this is what they do. They launch things immediately and they're ugly, and then they fix them as fast as they can, and they're willing to fail in public. There you go. And now the losers that aren't able to grow an online business, they waste all their time waiting for like perfect branding and a perfect logo. And then they spend all this time building something that nobody's ever asked for and there's never been any demand for. And then when it's ready, they never actually launch it. They just spend time polishing it, making it better and better before even one person has bought it, before they've even gotten any feedback. So here's what I want you to do now. I want you to publish some content that you don't think is very good, but I want you to hit publish and let it go online and just see what happens. I want you to analyze, what stuff is working well for you, what stuff isn't. And then I want you to go ahead and double down on whatever does work. And from there, we will just let the market educate us on what we should do next. Not some course, not some YouTube video, not anything like that. The actual real data that matters, the market. Like I said, learning from others is bad. Learning from the market is good. Slow is bad. Fast is good. You need to iterate. And if you do those things, you eventually will find success in the infinite game. I hope you guys liked today's video. Go ahead and check out another one of my videos. This channel, I create videos about content creation and online business. And with that said, I hope to see you guys in that video.